Free Google Ads versus paid Google Ads. The truth is, the most effective nonprofits don't choose. They layer them strategically because, yes, you can run both at the same time. Hey, welcome back. I'm Jessica from Getting Attention, and today we are breaking down the exact difference between paid ads and Google Ads, the 7 types of paid campaigns, and why running a hybrid strategy is the ultimate upgrade for your nonprofit. And just a quick note here, if you haven't even applied for your grant yet, pause this and go watch our step-by-step tutorial first. If you're already running your Google Ad grant and you're ready to break through that traffic ceiling, you're in the exact right place. To understand why you need both, picture this. Your nonprofit is doing everything right. Your Google Ad grant is fully optimized, you're maximizing your $10,000 a month, and you're driving a steady stream of traffic to your site for searches like youth mental health resources or adoptable animals near me. But then Giving Tuesday rolls around, or someone searches for a highly competitive, highly valuable keyword like donate to youth mental health charities or donate to an animal shelter. Suddenly your ads are pushed to the bottom of the page, outbid by other organizations. Why does that happen? Because you've hit what we're calling the ad grant ceiling. By Google's own rules, the free ad grant ads will always appear below paid ads. No matter how perfectly optimized your grant account is, in highly competitive moments, the grant can only take you so far. When nonprofits hit this invisible wall, they might panic and ask, wait, is the Google ad grant not enough? Or are we supposed to be paying for ads? So to understand how to break through that ceiling, we first need to look at what paid Google Ads actually are and why they give you access to the high-intent audience that your grant might be missing. What is Google Ads and why should nonprofits care? Google Ads is Google's online advertising platform. Probably you could have put that together from the name. At its core, it does one thing. You pay to put your message in front of people exactly when they are interested in what you offer. And for a long time, it worked like this. You would pick the exact words people type into Google, you bid on those keywords, and your ad shows up. Simple idea, big reach. Google now processes up to 14 billion with a B searches per day, and ads gives you access to that audience. But here's what changed in 2026. First, how people search is totally different. So thanks to AI overviews that got introduced in late 2024 and the more conversational search that accompanies it, people aren't typing clunky kind of robotic keywords anymore. They're asking highly specific, very human questions. And that means success on Google is no longer just about matching the exact words, it's about matching the search intent. You have to answer the underlying question they are asking. Second, where you show up has changed. Google Ads are not limited to the SERP, that classic list of blue links we all know and love, anymore. In fact, it now spans the entire Google ecosystem. So search results, YouTube, Gmail, millions of websites across the internet via the display network, Google Maps, the Google Play Store. It is a whole media network and nonprofits can tap into it. The Google Ad Grant gives nonprofits up to $10,000 per month in free search credits. Paid Google Ads unlocks everything else. So we'll continue to drill into the difference, but first it might be valuable to understand what everything else actually means. Google Ads has 7 campaign types. Think of them as 7 different channels inside of one platform. Each one reaches people differently, in different mindsets, and in different places. So we're going to briefly go over them one by one. Starting with search ads. This is the classic one. Search ads are text ads that show up when someone searches something on Google. So if someone types something like volunteer opportunities for teens in Atlanta, your ad could appear right at the top. There are 2 main formats here. Responsive search ads are the ones you're probably accustomed to seeing, where you provide multiple headlines and descriptions, and Google automatically mixes and matches them to find the best performing combinations. There are also dynamic search ads, where Google scans your website and automatically generates ads based on your content. You also control how tightly your ads match searches by using keyword match types. So they are broad, phrase, and exact, which basically decide how precise or wide your targeting is. Ad type number 2, Performance Max. This is Google's fully automated campaign type. You provide assets, so think text, images, videos, and a goal. and Google distributes your ads across Search, Display, YouTube, Gmail, Maps, and Discover. It uses machine learning to optimize performance across all channels at once. It's really powerful, but it does work best when you already have conversion data for the system to learn from. Type number 3, display ads. These are visual banner ads that appear across websites, apps, and blogs that are part of the Google Display Network. You've probably seen these when you've maybe visited a website, decided not to make a purchase or not to engage, and then you go to a different website and all of a sudden you see ads following you around. That's the display network. That network reaches a huge portion of internet users, so this format is mostly about visibility and awareness rather than immediate intent. You can upload static creatives, that is, images, etc., that don't really change, or use responsive display ads, where Google combines your images, headlines, logos, and even videos into different ad variations automatically. Ad type number 4, shopping ads. You've seen these. These are the product listings that are at the top of Google search with images, prices, store names, etc. These are primarily an e-commerce tool, but some nonprofits who are running online stores or selling merchandise can absolutely use these to drive product sales. Ad type number 5, video ads. This is everything on YouTube, and there are several formats depending on attention and intent. There are skippable in-stream ads. These play before or during videos. You've seen these, you can skip them after 5 seconds, and you typically pay when someone watches at least 30 seconds or engages with your offer. Non-skippable ads run 15 to 20 seconds, and they must be watched in full. Bumper ads are just 6 seconds long. They're short, they're memorable, they're designed for repetition. In-feed video ads show up in search results or alongside related videos, and users can choose whether or not to click. And Shorts ads appear in the vertical Shorts feed. They are built for fast, mobile-first storytelling. Each format changes how much attention you get, see what I did there, and how interruptive the experience is. All right, moving on to ad type number 6, demand gen. This is Google's newer, more visually immersive ad format, designed to reach people in discovery mode across YouTube, Gmail, and Google Discover. You can think of it as the bridge between social media advertising and traditional Google ads. Great for storytelling and for reaching people before they're actively searching. Last but not least, ad type number 7, app campaigns. If your nonprofit has a mobile app, this campaign type promotes it across Search, Google Play, YouTube, and the Display Network. You provide the text and the images, and Google handles the format and distribution automatically. So the simplest way to think about it is this. Google Ads isn't just one type of ad, it's a whole system of different formats that are designed to meet people at different moments, whether that's actively searching or just passively discovering. Now that we have a general idea of paid Google Ads, let's talk about the thing that most nonprofits actually need to understand, how the Google Ad Grant differs from a regular paid account and what those differences actually mean for your strategy. The Google Ad Grant is Google's program for nonprofits. Eligible 501c3 organizations get up to $10,000 per month in Google Search advertising credits, which is a key point. The first big difference is that the Google Ad Grant only works for Search and Performance Max campaigns with some limited Google Maps capacity being rolled out. That is a limitation, but it's still free ad credits that renew every month as long as you stay compliant. So the flip side of that, paid search, you get access to all the ad types. On the note of compliance, there are a couple of things that are worth calling out specifically. So the ad grant has a rule that requires you to maintain at least a 5% click-through rate every month. If you fall below that 5% click-through rate, there is a chance that Google will suspend the account entirely. Paid ads accounts have no such policy like that. In a paid account, if your ads are maybe not doing so hot and your CTR is 0.7%, Google will not suspend you. You'll just get penalized with higher costs until your ads eventually stop showing. Google does still want to maintain good quality, but the rules are a lot less strict for people who are actually paying them out of their own pocket. The keyword restriction in the Google Ad Grant is also the other big limitation. So the grant doesn't let you bid on single keywords like charity or donate. They're a little too generic, a little too broad. You need to be very specific. Paid accounts, on the other hand, have no such guardrails. You can bid on whatever makes strategic sense, and that is an important point. As a side note, with a cost per click of up to maybe $24.73 as of the research for this video, it's worth asking yourself whether broad keywords like donate even make sense in a paid ads account, but I digress. Critically, those restrictions from the ad grant that I mentioned bring us right back to that invisible wall that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Paid ads always appear above grant ads in the search results. So during those high competition moments we talked about, like Giving Tuesday, maybe year-end giving more broadly, or any major news event that your nonprofit needs to react to, your free grant ads are likely to get pushed down in favor of paid advertisers. You're not doing anything wrong, that's just how the auction is built, and that is exactly when having a layered paid account in your arsenal becomes your competitive advantage. So there is a good reason that the grant and paid ads feel very different. Google designed the ad grant as a controlled support system for nonprofits, not necessarily as a competitive marketplace, which is why it has restrictions like keyword rules, compliance thresholds, and performance requirements. It keeps that system fair and accessible and prevents big organizations that already have a huge budget and who maybe already have some know-how on their team from just completely quashing anybody else who wants to participate. On the other hand, Google Ads, regular old paid ads, are built as a competitive auction system, so it's more flexible, performance-driven, and open-ended. In my opinion, the Google Ad Grant is actually one of the highest value digital tools that is available to nonprofits, because even with the restrictions in the account, it removes one of the biggest barriers that exists in advertising, which is cost. You are getting up to $10,000 per month in search visibility every single month without paying for those clicks. And when it's properly managed, nonprofits use it to consistently drive website traffic, volunteer signups, program awareness, and long-term brand visibility. So I like to think of it as a little bit of like a misunderstood child, right? There are some challenges with an ad grant account, but if it's properly used, you get a lot of the advantages of paid search without having to dig into your own pockets for $120,000 a year. So the ad grant and paid ads aren't necessarily two versions of the same thing, and note that they don't even run on the same auction. They're more like two layers of the same platform designed with just different priorities in mind. So the ad grant is very structured. It's structured around access and participation for nonprofits, and paid Google Ads is structured around flexibility, competition, and performance at scale. When should you use the Google Ad Grant, and when should you use paid ads? And when should you use both? The recommended strategy for most nonprofits is not really going to be grant or paid ads. You don't have to choose just one. I would typically recommend thinking of it as a sequential operation. So we are going ad grant, then paid ads, with both eventually running together as a hybrid strategy. So here's a little bit more detail about how I think of it. I would lead with the grant. Big reasons for that. First of all, it is free. It is a great way to get your feet wet in the world of digital advertising. What I like about the grant when you're running it alone is that you can use it for your mid and top of funnel goals, so awareness, education, driving traffic to your blog posts, to your resource guides, to your impact stories, as well as those bottom of the funnel goals that you probably have in mind, like finding donors or finding volunteers. These actions, so sort of satisfying that entire sales funnel, helps Google to build your audience and gives you the data that is going to drive your paid ads decision making later. We also recommend using the Google Ad Grant for those bottom of the funnel goals as well. That's probably a topic for a slightly different video. But you basically want to cast a wide net with some less competitive keywords. You want to build your authority, and you want to let that work as that kind of always on like presence machine. Once you have maxed out that full 10K ad grant budget, then we're going to add paid for more targeted bottom of the funnel goals and for high stakes moments. So think, we've mentioned these examples before: year-end giving, Giving Tuesday, emergency appeals. Retargeting is a huge one, and one that you can't do super effectively in an ad grant. Maybe super geo-fenced campaigns. So if you're trying to really narrow down on a very specific subset of people. Maybe super competitive keywords that matter to your mission where paid advertisers are crowding you out. These are all great candidates to layer in a little bit of paid ads on top of that Google Ad Grant. So the hybrid approach, or the layered approach that I've been talking about, kind of looks like this in practice. The grant is going to capture people searching for information about your cause area. It's going to drive them to educational content. It's going to target mission-specific, lower competition keywords and capture that early-stage interest like newsletter signups. It can also capture some donations and program signups too when the auction isn't super competitive, which helps you stretch that paid budget a little bit more. Paid ads are going to capture those high value conversion moments. So donations, event registrations, maybe major volunteer commitments, right when those auctions are the most competitive. And paid remarketing engages anyone who visited your site, maybe watched your video or opened your emails, who didn't follow through on donating or getting more involved. So by using the ad grant plus the paid ads, you're able to make that paid ad spend a little bit more efficient while getting that full coverage from your advertising approach. All right, if you made it this far, then you now understand the difference between Google Ads and the Google Ad Grant, and honestly, that puts you ahead of where a lot of organizations start. Most nonprofits are still trying to figure this out in real time, so if you are in that stage too, you are definitely not alone. Here's a couple of things that I would love to hear from you. First, where is your organization right now? Are you using the Google Ad Grant? Are you running Google Ads? Are you maybe trying both? Or are you just kind of starting to explore all of this? Drop it in the comments, we read them, and it genuinely helps us make better resources for the nonprofit community. We just know this stuff can get overwhelming, and sometimes it helps to talk it through with someone who works in these accounts every day. So let us help with our free consultations. We will take a look at what's working, maybe what's underperforming, and where there might be opportunities to improve. Links in the description if you're interested in that. And subscribe if you want more videos like this. We share new nonprofit marketing strategies, Google Ad Grant tips, and digital fundraising insights. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.